Hey scrapbook friends, it's Michelle at michellesizemore.com. That has one L in my first name if you're looking for my website link. I'm a Creative Memories advisor, and today you'll learn how to make this page using the Linear Plaid border maker cartridge. I use the 12-inch trimmer with the scallop blade and the straight blade. And I use the Flurries of Fun collection and the Christmas Charm collection, some paper from there, and I used red, cranberry, blue, and that's all cardstock. And the paper and the photo mat was from Flurries of Fun collection. All right, let's get started. I'm going to start with the linear plaid border. I'm going to grab everything I used for this. There's some extra stuff in here too, but I'm going to grab a piece of cardstock and cranberry. Get my border maker system. Here we go. Open up my paper tray, pop it in place, open the magnetic arm, put my cardstock in, line it up with the edges of my paper tray. It's a little bit off. There we go. And then put the paper tray underneath and snap it in place. When I'm going to take this cartridge out and show you how to put it in, you press this button, and I've got it upside down. Give it a little nudge with your thumb and it comes out. So to put it in, you want it to go in the open slot with the two metal pieces sticking out and just pop it in. Now you put the cardstock here in this slit right here. Match up your notches. There's a blue notch and a white notch right here. They match up, and when they do, all the pieces fit together underneath, kind of like a puzzle. And I stand up to do this, and I kind of lean over and put my weight on it, and you give it a firm punch with the palm of your hand. Gently pull it out and plop it back in place where your notches match up again, which means everything fits together underneath, and punch. And you do the same thing all the way down until you have a 12-inch border. Okay? Now, I'm going to just throw these scraps away because I don't really see much that I could do with those. Now, I'm going to show you how sophisticated I do my measuring here. I need to, oh my goodness, I need to find my pencil. It's right here. And I want to make sure that I cut over here the same size as right here. So this is how I do it. I just get my old-fashioned wood ruler, start where that opening is, and I'm going to draw a pencil line right here where I need, that's how wide that needs to be from the opening on the other side. So I'm going to line the pencil line up with the last part of that opening and then draw a pencil line and do the same thing down here. Let's go up just a little bit. Yeah. So that's going to show me where to cut with my straight trimmer, so I get both sides to be the same width from where the openings are. Line this up. Excuse me, I think I need to drink more water. Line this up with the left-hand side dotted line here. Let me open this to give me some more measuring space. Make sure my little foot on the bottom is flipped open, and it is. That makes sure everything is level. And then that gives me some extra measuring space to keep my paper straight. So this line right here needs to line up with this dotted line, and it does. I'm just giving it an extra little check. There's this little clear thing that stays tucked up under there. You can pull it out, and the middle line shows you exactly where it's going to cut, and I'm happy with that. So this should turn out just right. And actually, it's a tad wider. So I'm going to cut a little sliver of it off. I think I cut outside my pencil line just a little bit, which that did affect things. I'm going to line this up with this right-hand side dotted line. Make sure it's straight all the way down, following that right-hand side dotted line on my mat. And hold it in place. And close it. Now, we'll see if this fixes it. I think it will. Yeah, that's good. I'm happy with that. Yes. Okay, and that's all I cut off, just a little tiny piece. Okay, set this cardstock aside. Now, what I want to do is to get all these different colors in here. The green and the blue are from, no, wait a minute. The green and the yellow are from Christmas Charm. The blue is from Flurry of Fun, from those collections. So that's where I got those papers. So here is the gold. Here is the green. And the blue, yeah, I've misplaced oh, here it is, right here. This is the blue from, my husband is talking to my dog, if y'all hear that. This is the blue that goes with the Flurry of Fun. Okay, so these are the ones that I used for these. Now, what I chose to do, how I got it, you want these papers to go underneath here. So, I basically, let's start with the gold. The gold is, if you'll notice, is these little skinny ones, the little short ones. So, I basically just took my, sorry, I keep losing my pencil. I basically took this and measured it. Like, you want it to be just the right width because you don't want it to go over into the openings here on the adjacent pieces. So I'm going to, this starts right here in the middle here, and right here in the middle of this would be right here. So that's how wide I need to cut my strip. So let's do that. This is the pencil line here, and it lines up with this left-hand side dotted line right here. Make sure it's straight down here, and I'm good with that. And that's the width that I need. And let's just check it and make sure it's going to work. Yeah, so see, it's perfect to go underneath to show through those openings, but if you look at the back, it doesn't cross over into the other openings to mess things up. So that's how I got that. And how I got the green and the blue was the same way, except I did it with this bigger opening. So I'm going to line this up here so that this will come down through that solid part and draw a line right there, which is in the middle here. So that's where my line should be for that, for the blues and the greens. So grab my trimmer. Let's start up here. There's my line. Again, let's get this open so we get more measuring space. So make sure it's straight at the top. Make sure the pencil line lines up with that left-hand side dotted line, because again, that's where the blade's going to come down. I'm going to double check with my little clear thing. Yeah, that's good. And then you cut, and that's how to get the right width for that. And notice it's wider. And then for the green one, I'm going to do the same thing, except this time, I'll just use this as my guide and draw a pencil line. Because the green and the blue ones need to be the same size. And this is just the Michelle way to figure out. That's how I figured out how to do this. Okay, so I'm good with that. So now I need to just figure out how long to cut them. And it's going to be, I want it to be long. It's not good. I want it to be long enough, but not too long. So you want it to come within the inside of this cranberry, but we're going to mount it from the other side. So that's how long I need it to be. So I need to cut a bunch of strips like that. Line that pencil line up on that left-hand side dotted line. And honestly, I want to show you this too. I really chose to use just this dark part, not where this light green part is, because it kind of makes it look fussy. So I'm going to draw my pencil line to where mostly the dark part shows. It's just on the green. The blue's more solid, so it's fine. And I'm going to line my pencil line up with that left-hand side dotted line. Throw that away. And I drew my other line. It's hard to see it. There we go. So that's how I got that. And the green ones should be the same length because everything's the same length. So I'm going to just use this as a guide and draw my pencil line to see how long it needs to be. You know, just draw several pencil lines to cut several. Okay. And then I'm going to cut a bunch of these on the pencil line. Make sure it's straight at the top. Pencil line matches up with the left-hand side dotted line. Cut. 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 And I would just do as many as I needed to fill all those little holes. So I've got these, I've got this, and let's just cut a couple of blue ones. I would need to cut more, but this is just for a demo, so I'm just going to show you how it works and then show you the finished product. So I'm going to draw some lines because the blues and the greens need to be exactly the same size. Can't really see that. Okay. And then, and honestly, I could just cut that with scissors. Might be easier than using the trimmer on that look since they're so short. Yeah. Okay, so let's just do this now. I'm going to grab my mat, my silicone mat, and on the back of this, I'm going to put some tape runner. Okay, this tape runner is out, so I'm going to show you how to refill it. I'm going to open up the repositionable refill. And take my case off. It just open. Sorry, it's really easy. I'm making it hard. There we go. Take it off. And I just want to put this in the exact same way this one is. And then I would throw this away. Put this in. Notice there are holes here. They fit over the little notches there. Put your top on and you're ready to go again with this. So I'm going to add some repositionable tape runner to the back here. And try to be generous with it since I'm putting all these little pieces on the back. So we're going to start out with the green. And again, I chose one with mostly solid. And I'm going to mount that so that it covers up all the slits in that row. And see, it's perfect. And then this would be the gold because the little one is the gold. The little skinnier ones. And I did cut that just a tad too long. I didn't measure that perfect, so I'm going to cut that off just a little bit. So, and then I would do, I do green, gold, yellow. Okay, I cut 3 of these and I don't see them, so we're going to just do that again. I only have to do it on, oh, here it is. It's gold on the other side, sorry. So I want to put a gold one here. And since that other one was a little bit too long, I know this one will be too. So I'm going to put a little sliver of that off and then mount this so that the gold is on the other side that'll show through. Press them down hard to make them stick. So there you go. And then I'll just do one more with this blue. You want to just cover up those openings. And that's how you do that. So then I would do, let's put this on some white so you can see it. So I would do gold, green, gold, blue, gold, green, gold, blue, gold, green, gold, blue. And really, once you get started, it looks cumbersome, but it really worked quickly once I figured it out. So that's how I did that. And the look I got was this whole thing right here. Now I want to show you how I did the scallops. So I just need white cardstock for that. Get all these little scraps out of my way. And I want to grab my scallop blade from here and open up this, put my other blade to the side, and I just want to cut this about 3/4 of an inch with the scallop blade. So I lined it up with the 3/4 of an inch mark and make sure it's straight all the way down. And I actually did that a little bit wrong, because what I should have done, and let's just start over, because the way I cut that, I got like this wave instead of a scallop. And so I just want to show you what I did wrong, and you can learn from that. The scallop blade is the only blade that matters which way you face this logo. If it's facing left, my little end piece is going to look like that, and it's going to look like a wave. I want it to look like a scallop, so I'm going to flip it so the logo faces my right, and do that again. Put it at the 3/4 inch mark, make sure it's straight all the way down, and cut. And now I have exactly what I want. It's scallops, and then one edge is straight. Now, I've already cut these scallops, so basically I can just switch back to my straight blade and line the scalloped edge up at the 3/4 inch mark. It does not have to be exact, because some of this is going to tuck underneath. But I'm going to cut it at about 3/4 of an inch with the straight blade. So as you can see, now I have 2 pieces of scallops that are scallop on one edge and straight on the other, and they're 12 inches long. And I'm going to we're going to pretend that this is fully colored, you know, filled with the colors all the way down. I'm just, because I want to make the video shorter, not doing that. On the edge of the border, on the one long edge, you put your tape runner. And you're going to mount this down so that about that much, we're just looking at the outside, shows here. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side and mount my scallop so it ends up looking like this. And then I take this blue. This blue is paper from the Flurries of Fun collection. And I'm just going to cut 2 straight skinny strips about 3/4 of an inch with a straight blade. And then I would I'm just going to take this apart because I think this is going to be the easiest way to show you. So this would be what I would have when I've mounted my scallops on there. So I would flip this over, put some tape runner on the back, and then mount this blue underneath. Mount this on top of the blue to give me a blue border there. Okay, and I would do the same thing on this side. Okay. Okay, and do the same thing there. Try to let about the same amount show on both sides so you get this border. So that is what that border looks like. So let's just go ahead and disassemble this. I just did this, so it's still I'm still able to take it apart. And then I'm going to mount this right here on the edge. Okay, so I'm going to put some tape runner all the way down, little dabs all the way down, and a few dabs in the middle. And then that's how I got that border. And then the rest is so super easy. I'll show you how I did this right here. This is a little card that comes with the Variety Mat Pack. And I didn't want to use it as a 4x6, so I cut 1 inch off of the top and 1 inch off the bottom because I wanted it to be shorter. To do that, I grabbed my straight trimmer, or actually let's do the photo trimmer because, oops, it's, I wanted to show you that is a different tool. This is what I use to cut photos and smaller things. So on this, the 1 inch mark is right there. So I'm going to put this underneath this plastic piece and line the end up with the 1 inch mark. Make sure it follows that grid line all the way down. Hold my fingers down. You want to make sure you hold this down to keep it from slipping on you, but do not put your finger over here because that's where your blade comes down and we do not want any cuts at all. So hold it firm and cut, and then just get that little piece out of there, and then do the same thing on the other side. Line it, oops, this way. Line it up with the 1 inch mark. You could do this on your 12-inch trimmer too. I just wanted to show you this. This is our new personal trimmer, and I really like it. So that's how I got that shorter version of this. And then I matted that with red. So to get my mat, I'm going to measure this. I believe it's a it should be a 4x4. 4x4 because it started as a 4x6. So I want my mat to be 1/4 inch longer and wider. So 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. So we'll do that on this trimmer here, just to change it up. Okay, so I'm going to line this up and go to 4. There's 4. There's 1/4 right there. Line that up. Keep it straight at the top, straight all the way down, and cut. And then you're going to flip it this way and go 4 1/4. Do the same thing, 4 1/4, and cut. And it should turn out to be the perfect size to mat this. And it is. So I add some repositionable tape runner on the corners here, and maybe one in the middle, and then just try to position this in the middle of the red. So that's how you got that. And then I did these. These are just pretend photos, 4x6 photos. So the same thing I did here. I cut the mat 1/4 inch taller and wider. So that gives this skinny mat look. So I did that with both of these. This was a 4x4 photo, which was the same size as this. So I cut my mat 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. And then I mounted everything on this paper, which is just a nice neutral background that looks kind of snowy. This is the other side. And I just mounted everything on here with the repositionable tape runner. So that's how to do that. So it's a little bit tedious figuring out how to do this, but once I figured it out, it went really fast, and I just think it gives it a fun, different kind of a look. And I love the mixture of these jewel tone colors. This looks like Christmas, but because it's with all this winter stuff, it could be used on a winter page too. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you all have a wonderful holiday. Thanks for watching my video.